Welcome everyone to the RTV studios here at Martinsville High School for another edition of Inside Martinsville Football on WREP 15 Sports and the MHS Rewind YouTube channel. I'm your host, Eric Meyer, joined as always by Artesian head coach Brian Duggar. Back to being a happy Coach Duggar. Put an end to that mini losing skid with a big-time win in the opening round of sectional on the road at Silver Creek.
Yeah, it was a big win. It's a good Silver Creek team we played. Went down there, played good football, long trip, 2-hour bus ride, and anytime you win the sectional, it's a good feeling.
It's about surviving and advancing, and that's exactly what you did with a 33-13 victory over Silver Creek. You guys were able to come out after a little bit of a slow start, probably understandable, getting off the buses and the long road trip, like you said, but had a 13-0 lead at halftime. Played pretty well there.
Yeah, we had a good first half. Like you said, a little slow, didn't execute the first drive the way we'd like to. Defense, big play to set up first touchdown, and the way they play, they're methodical. They're going to grind the clock out. So I think we only had like 4 possessions in the first half. So, 13 points, it's not a terrible half, and we were happy with that. Obviously, second half gave a big return to start the half, and don't like that, the bad execution there. But other than that, I thought we played pretty well even in the second half and made some big plays here and there and won the game.
You mentioned that big return to start the second half, and then they come out and get a stop defensively, but to your team's credit, you kind of had acted like you'd been there before, understood it wasn't the end of the world, and you guys were able to rebound and really control the game throughout.
Yeah, we had some games this year where those types of momentum shifts had happened. You think about Whiteland, where they had the 2 picks early, and we kind of just righted the ship and kept playing football, and things turned out. And again, that happened on Friday night.
Big game for Braden Shrake. The sophomore comes out and scores in just about any way that you can in the contest.
He's a kid that we've wanted to kind of slowly start becoming our feature guy. We've had some seniors that have been really good this year, Austin Fry and Riddick and Weston. So those guys were kind of holding the torch, and Braden's been itching to get out there, and he's kind of earned that right to kind of keep toting it a little bit.
Well, his dad used to carry the football here, and he's got maybe a little bit more speed and a little bit more moves.
Just a little bit of it, from what I've been told.
As well. But a great game out there for him and the entire Artesians. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the highlights from the contest on Friday night, and courtesy of Carl Van Deventer, able to make that long road trip down there to Silver Creek. And here's that opening turnover by Silver Creek after Martinsville had to give it away on their opening drive, and this sets you up in great field position.
Yeah. Obviously a mistake by them, but we capitalized. Stevie Drake jumps on it, and I was hoping he'd get in the end zone, but big play sets up Braden's first touchdown there. Good read on the ISO block, and bounces it out and walks in the end zone. And we really got the run game going, and something that we thought we could do against them with the looks they give, and that's kind of what happened.
Kind of a cool moment right there, too. Shrake celebration.
And their 2 running backs, like I told you last week, I thought they were pretty good. The 10, he runs really, really hard and tough to bring down. I thought we did a good job with him. And then that's the younger kid, but 20 is just explosive. I think Schoen was his name.
Yep.
And just explosive as all get out. And I thought we did a pretty good job with him as well. And they tried to run the counters and stuff with him.
Watched him earlier in the season. He had a run, and in one of the games, one of the highlights, it was a great stop in the back again. There by Bryce
tackling. There. You see 4 or 5 people. Bryce Norton does a good job there, setting the edge, and everybody else comes in and finishes it.
And but to go back to his run, he was running. He didn't see the free safety. Kind of held the football out like he was going to score. A free safety from the other team came in and got him. But you guys did a lot of that in the contest. Nice little jump cut right there by. That's a little bit of difference between maybe Matt and Braden right there.
Matt a little more downhill than that.
Yep, a little bit more downhill. But spitting image though, man, when you see those 2 out there. So great to see him and Wyatt having great success out there.
Yeah, and they're a big part of our program. The 2 brothers, everyone knows who they are, and I think they show up every day. They work hard, and it's kind of showing a little bit for them. It's nice to see Luke Cheatham have kind of a bounce-back game. Struggled against Plainfield a little bit, had a drop, ran a couple wrong routes, and I thought he caught some big balls that really kind of changed the dynamic of our offense. We didn't have to throw the ball a ton, but just having that sprinkled in here and there was kind of a big deal to take some pressure off of our run game.
Other touchdown run there by Braden, and here comes some pressure off the corner, and
Devin Brenner had a great game. We talked all week long about how he should, the way they play. He should have a big game, and I thought he had a really, really good game.
Lots of energy as well.
Again, we do a good job stretching it, setting the edge. just everything we talk about, fundamental football, on the defensive side of the ball, we did that. And they're, like I said, they're not a slouch. That's not a, hey, this is an easy win. They play a style of football that's hard to prepare for, and Coach Trump and our defense did a great job of being set. This right here is where you have a heart attack. Your punter drops the ball, and that's right there where the game was close too. They had just scored, I think. That was the one right after the start of the half, and luckily Bucky picks it up and just kicks the crap out of it and sends it all the way down the other end of the field, and we tackle well. I thought we did a good job putting pressure on that kid too. Our defensive line, those guys got after him and made him get rid of the ball probably quicker than he wanted to, and he took some shots on a couple of them.
Well, Jet trying to come around, played nicely once again there. That time
Riddick.
Yep.
Nice having him back. Not 100%, but it's nice having him back out there. He gives us kind of some leadership, and he does a good job.
Broken up there. Trevor Hott into the game as well to play a little defensive back. And here's a big turning point again, and Braden scoops it up, the little scoop and score.
And that's something we talk about when we install our punt block. We talk about scoring touchdowns on it, and not just settling for scooping, falling on it. We want touchdowns on block punts, and it's a big part of what we try and do, our culture for our special teams. And we've had 2 weeks in a row we blocked a punt, and they're game changers.
I didn't notice the nice little football spin at the end too.
Yeah,
that's
I
pretty
didn't
good.
either. I
Good
saw
stuff.
that.
Right in front of the
official,
right in front of the official, but right in front of our home crowd as well. Student
section.
section. It was a little bit of a unique setting there. You see Caden Long come up. You've seen him here on a couple of the highlights on the outside from that corner position. There's Devin again. Yep.
Said we thought he would have a big game, and he just had to do his job, and he did.
But you can see the fans sitting around on the perimeter, had to bring their chairs, had to stand a little bit.
Yeah, different setup, that's for sure. I'll tell you that. I love that. Luke Cheatham down the field, 10 yards down the field, blocking for a running back. That's great stuff, and that's kind of next level stuff for us to keep being successful.
Especially with the cutback that he made, and Luke not giving up on the play.
Big catch for Phillip here too. Great throw by Tyler. Phillip makes a big catch and just kind of seals the game a little bit there.
I think you can kind of see maybe some of that burden that he was carrying a little bit kind of go off, like finally I got one, and maybe we get that carryover this week as well.
That'd be huge. Yep, exactly. He's been like Luke a little up and down recently, and hopefully that gets his confidence going, because he is a good football player and we have faith in him, and he just needs to keep playing. Get another big hit on the quarterback and causes a duck throw. Just good stuff all around.
Yep. And Phillip, like we've talked about before, has got good speed and a good athlete, can jump, and just trying to get comfortable and confident again coming back from his injury.
Yep, exactly. He's a kid that we have faith in, and we want him to keep getting better. We think he could have a big impact as we go forward here in the tournament.
Another young guy, Ben Field, making an interception there, and then here we go with Braden Strake again on the move.
Yep. Got to work on him getting in the end zone. He can't get tackled at the 1 yard line. Got to work on that. Finish those runs. Get Chase here. Chase gets another touchdown on the year. Barely gets in, but touchdown's touchdown. We'll take it.
So you get the win over the Silver Creek opponent. You come back out to practice this week, and it's a week of practice now, at least today anyways. We talk on a Thursday night. You're probably going to have to move inside because of the weather and those kind of things. But how have the kids responded, how they practiced this week in preparation for round 2?
We've had a really good week of practice. I feel like our kids are dialed in. They understand the importance of everything that's going on, and we've got a 1-0 mentality that we've got to be elite in everything we do the entire week.
The opponent coming up on Friday night will be another opponent that you're not very familiar with. It'll be the South Dearborn Knights that'll be making that long road trip up here. The game will start at 7:30 because of that. But this is a South Dearborn team that's pretty balanced offensively and defensively, averaging 33 points a contest. They're at about 170 yards even, running the ball and passing the ball. Balanced. What are we going to expect out of them or this team coming up on Friday
Exactly
night?
what you said. I think you're going to see a balanced attack. They've got a quarterback that's pretty good. He slings it pretty well, and he does a good job of taking what's given to him. Running back's a solid runner. A kid that would be in our schedule would compete on our conference. Runs hard, and their offensive line's really good, and they've got a couple good receivers. So they do a good job mixing the ball around, doing different things, giving you different looks, and you've got to play sound football against them.
Different looks to me, just briefly watching a couple of a little bit game film. It looked like it had some Art Briles Baylor stuff where they're moving out, and then they go to some Eric Moore wing tee or some Navy,
do a little bit of everything.
Flex bone type stuff.
They do a little bit of
going to see on
a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
And again, when you don't know much about the opponent you're playing, and they do a lot like this, it all comes back to everything you've done all summer, all fall, and that's just do what you do. Trust your reads, play assignment football, tackle. So that's what we're going to have to do on Friday night. No matter what look they give us, we got to get lined up right, got to trust our reads, and make plays.
Let's go to the defensive side. I read your offensive scouter once you finally posted it for everybody to see. But we were able to see it, and looking at their defense, what do we think they're going to be running on Friday night defensively?
I think they're a 4-2-5. If I were to kind of they're kind of a little bit different each week. I think they've got 3 really good safeties that they kind of mix around and do different things with. They get very aggressive up front. They slant, they'll stunt, they'll blitz. They come after you. Is that what we're going to see? I don't know. Teams play us differently. I don't know if it's because of our RPOs or screens, but teams tend to play us a little bit differently than they do all year long. So again, it's just finding out what looks they give us. Everything we do has been installed since June, and our kids, our quarterback's job is to put us in the right play and read it and make it.
We talked a little bit about the huddle, and they're just joking a little bit between us, and coaches shared that with us throughout the year so our guys can help prepare themselves a little bit for the broadcast when they're doing it. So we greatly appreciate that. But just to tell people a little bit, like when it comes tournament time, do you get some of the coaches that become a little bit less greedy with what they want to give?
Not necessarily.
People, or I don't know what the right term is. Or
so
what do you
our
have
conference,
to do with that?
So our conference has an agreement that we share everything.
Okay.
So the mid-state, we share all 9 games. So every game we have is in there. When you get outside of our conference, the IHSAA, the Coaches Association, has a 2-game rule. So basically, you contact the coach and you say, would you like to trade the last 2 or more or whatever? So you kind of get less films with those. So it is what it is. You kind of look at that. YouTube's a beautiful thing. I'll tell you that. Yeah. There's lots of streaming going on out there right now, so that's been a good thing for coaches where you don't get that film as much. But it is. It's old school a little bit in the fact we only got 2 games to really prepare for and see what we're going to see. But that's just kind of the nature of the beast.
And like you said as well, it's really going to come down to not knowing it. I mean, it's a stark contrast. If you watch college football, it looks like they went. One day you're playing the old NCAA football and you want to be Baylor, and the next day you want to be Navy or Army or somebody along those lines.
And unfortunately, it appears they're pretty good at both.
They're pretty good at both, and you'll see them. And so that'll be, like you said, it's just going to come down to how you guys execute the things that you've learned all season long.
And the thing people got to remember is, we don't know much about them, but they don't know much about us either. So they're going to be, with our offense, our defense, it's probably different from what they've seen this year, and they're in the same boat. So again, it comes down to it's kind of a program thing where what'd you do June, what'd you do July, and how'd you get your kids ready to play football?
Then we'll throw one other wrinkle into the mix. We talked about rain.
The weather.
Practice. It's the weather now. It's supposed to rain, and that obviously is going to present some problems.
I mean, it could. We're playing on turf, so that's nice. Anytime you play on turf and it's raining, it doesn't have as big of an impact. It rained in the Plainfield game, and weather never really factored in the game. I mean, it's possible it could be like the Colts on Sunday night and have monsoon-type weathers, but you just got to play. They got to have the same elements that we're going to have. If we have to line up and run the ball 70 times, let's do it. If we got to line up and throw the ball 70 times, let's do it. We'll figure out whatever it takes to win.
So we know that it's a team that's going to be multiple in terms of they may be spreading you out to try to throw it over the field. They may also be running it as well out of a very, very tight formation also, and defensively with the formations that you're going to see. So knowing all those things, what are you guys going to have to be successful to get to another sectional championship game?
You want to just go ahead and hit
replay?
Replay. On defense, I mean, it is. It's trust our reads, get a line right, defeat blocks, tackle. That's what it is. It's every week. We don't overcoach things as far as X and O and being here and doing that. At the end of the day, if we're aligned in the right spot and we play fundamental football, we like our chances. And offensively, it's the same thing as it is every week. Take what they give us, and take care of the football, and we tend to score points.
All right, Coach, we appreciate it as always. Right. Good luck on Friday. We'll see you out
Appreciate
there.
It. Appreciate all you guys do.
That's Artesian head coach Brian Duggar here inside Martinsville football coming up on Friday. In the rain, probably. Get out there anyway to Siderewicz Field and support the Artesians as they look to make it to another sectional championship game with the South Dearborn Knights coming into town for a 7:30 kickoff as well at Siderewicz Field. If you can't make it, though, or just want to aren't in the area, or you have relatives that want to watch it, give them the link. It'll be on IHSAA TV only, but it's free of charge in the tournament. That's the way we have to do it. So it's on IHSAA TV or on the IHSAA Champions Network app. Hit us up, look up Martinsville. You'll be able to find us and see the coverage of the contest as well. But as always, I'd like to thank the head coach for coming in for Brian Duggar and Levi Suter, who helped produce it. I'm Eric Meyer. We'll see you again next time inside Martinsville football.